Same old shit, to be honest with you. This is why, when people are trying to ask the question of have we turned a corner and we're building some momentum, etc., this is why I kept saying I need to see more games, I need to see more evidence. Today was so poor, so poor. It's just the same old. It looked like the first half against Chelsea, but double. We just done that for 2 halves this time. 2 shots in 90 minutes. 2 shots. Terrible. The best player on the park for me was probably Lindelof. That says a lot. That says a lot. De Gea made a couple of good saves. Martial had a bad game. He did have a bad game. He didn't have a lot of options around him as well. The whole team played poorly. But, you know, especially Martial, he kept giving the ball away. Matic was poor, kept giving the ball away. There were a lot of players that were guilty of it today. It just wasn't a good performance. You know, the tactics of the team, I could tell it was the same as the Chelsea game. Just sit back and let them play. Juventus didn't even, I kept saying it in the fan cams, probably bored of hearing it, they didn't even have to flip and get out of second gear. They didn't even have to. They did not have to get out of second gear. They were comfortable, they were in cruise control. Chiellini had Lukaku in his back pocket the whole game. He didn't give anything. No physical presence whatsoever. What has he got to do to spend some time on the bench and just freshen things up, Jose? Just try something else. No changes. Yes, we're short of attacking options in terms there was no Jesse, there was no Alexis. I understand that. But Rashford was having a poor game. Martial was having a poor game. When it gets to the last 15, 20 minutes, just try, Chong. Why not try? Fred, bring him on. Just try. You know, I don't want to come on here and keep moaning. I feel like I keep saying the same things all over again, but this is why I'm so reluctant to say that there was any progress. You know, we threw the kitchen sink at Newcastle. You know, you can say it was a fluke. We played good for 40 minutes against Chelsea. And this is what happens. You know, you can't paper over those cracks. When you play against good sides who are in second gear, they make you look bang average. Embarrassing. And that's I don't know. I don't know what to keep saying, because it's like I keep coming on here and saying the same shit every week. At the end of the day, it wasn't good enough today. We didn't even try to change the game. That was one of my biggest bugbears. Fair enough, it might not go well. Your tactics might not work, or your players might not perform. Yes, we had a poor bench, but you still try and change things. It'd be interesting to see what he says in his press conference. He'd probably come up with a whole bunch of excuses as to why he didn't change it. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. But that, to me, that's left us, you know, struggling to get out of the groups. So we're now in October. We're out of the League Cup. We're 10th in the league. Maybe potentially fighting, scrapping for Champions League. It's not looking good, is it? It really isn't looking good. And this is why, yes, people say that it was a point against Chelsea and be positive and that. And this is why I'm very reluctant to do that unless I see consistent evidence. I keep saying that I need to see more. People keep saying to me, Fletch, do you think we turned the corner? Do you think we turned in the corner? No, I don't. I haven't seen the evidence, and this just shows it. Look, I'm not saying we had a divine right to beat Juventus and it's only Juventus, we should have won. But what we should have done there is try to play on the front foot. What we should have done there is played attacking football. What we should have done there is pressed and not let them be so comfortable. They didn't have any questions asked to them. You know, they've come away from home to Old Trafford and they've had to face 2 shots in 90 minutes. He said he had to make 1 save from Pogba. That was it. That's all he had to make. And that's not good enough at home. You know, we've got Everton next. They're probably licking their lips. They're licking their lips, and that's the problem. They're going to come here, and they're not going to be afraid to play against us, because who is afraid to play against us at the minute? Drop your views in the comments in the boxes below on that terrible performance and result, and let me know what you guys think.